County Offaly, Ireland. Leap Castle has stood since the late 1400s, built by the O'Carroll clan on a limestone ridge above the Slieve Bloom Mountains. In 1909, the castle's then-owner, writer Mildred Darby, published a first-hand account in a London occult journal describing what she encountered inside. She used her full name. She stood by every word. The castle's history is not legend, it is documented. In 1532, a member of the O'Carroll clan killed his own brother, a priest, during Mass in the castle's chapel. That room became known as the Bloody Chapel. The O'Carrolls also used an oubliette, a concealed pit fitted with wooden spikes, to dispose of prisoners. In 1922, workmen found human remains filling it nearly to the top. Mildred Darby moved into Leap Castle with her husband Jonathan in the 1880s. She was an educated woman, a published novelist. In her 1909 article in the journal Occult Review, she described standing in the castle's drawing room when something appeared beside her, low to the ground. She wrote, "The size of a sheep, with a decomposed human face and two black holes where the eyes should have been." She called it simply the elemental. Darby's account was not the first, and it was not the last. Multiple members of household staff reported the same figure independently over the following years. They described the same physical characteristics Darby had written about before comparing accounts. Several refused to return to the castle. At least 2 left without collecting wages. These departures were recorded in local parish employment records. The castle changed hands several times through the 20th century. In the 1970s, an Australian man named Peter Bartlett purchased it and reportedly undertook restoration. He later told journalists he experienced persistent unexplained sounds, rhythmic dragging on the floors above him, on multiple occasions when he had confirmed the upper levels were empty. He sold the property within a decade. In 1991, musician Sean Ryan purchased the ruin and began restoring it with his family. Ryan gave multiple documented interviews over the following decade. He described smelling decomposition in sealed rooms, finding objects moved overnight, and on one occasion hearing his daughter's name spoken clearly from an empty hallway. His wife and children corroborated specific incidents independently in separate interviews. In 1994, Ryan invited a local woman known as a traditional Irish healer, referred to in contemporary press reports as a Benfeasa, to perform a ritual cleansing of the castle. Ryan told the Irish Times that after the ceremony, the frequency of reported incidents decreased significantly. The activity did not stop entirely. He noted this distinction carefully in every interview he gave. Paranormal investigators from several European groups documented visits to Leap Castle between 1995 and 2010. The Irish Ghost Hunters group recorded temperature anomalies in the Bloody Chapel, drops of up to 14 degrees Fahrenheit within a localized area, that their instruments could not attribute to drafts or ventilation. Electromagnetic readings in the oubliette room were also flagged as statistically irregular in their published field reports. The mundane explanations are reasonable. A castle with documented mass death, oubliette gases, infrasound from its structure, and centuries of psychological conditioning around fear, these things produce experiences. They genuinely do. What the mundane explanation struggles with is the consistency. Different witnesses, different centuries, different languages, describing the same specific figure without prior contact. That's the part that doesn't resolve cleanly. Leap Castle is still privately owned. Sean Ryan opened it occasionally for guided tours until recently. The witnesses span 4 centuries of documented records, names, dates, consistent descriptions. Whatever is or isn't happening inside those walls, it has been noted, reported, and returned to for a very long time. So what do you think? Is there a rational explanation, or is something else going on? Drop a comment below, and if you've had an encounter of your own, we want to hear about it. Subscribe to WT Historical for more documented cases from the edge of history.